Hi, this is Doug Manch, and you're listening to Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 331, I think. And hey yo, the
Hey.
High Priests are back. Rebecca, how you
Hi.
going?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Uh, finally got over colds and stuff, and
Oh, you've been
now
under
now
the
getting ready to disappear for a couple of weeks. Bit like you, but for different
Y-
reasons.
yeah, yeah. We're both on our way out to praise Khonshu, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, but so this loonies will be, I mean, just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Rebecca
Yeah.
and
Well,
I
it's
will
just a
be
hiatus.
a hiatus. Yeah,
We're
we'll be
basically letting some of our trainee priests have a go at the wheel.
exactly. So during July, at least, Rebecca and I will be on a sabbatical, in different parts of the world, doing different things. But fear not, the show hopefully will go on. So we're very excited to be coming here on the show to do one more new comic book issue.
Yeah.
And that one is today, this morning, Moon Knight Volume 9, Issue 24 by Jed McKay and Sabatini. Rebecca,
Yeah, the
this is
last one before
called.
the big number 25. So, yeah,
Mm,
we're sorry we're abandoning you for 25, the start of City of the Dead. Promise you we probably love them both. We'll get
yep.
our comments in if we can
Yes.
on social media. But these things can't be helped, and we will be back for other
Yeah.
issues, future issues. So,
It
yeah,
will
I know what
be.
an issue to go on, like though.
I know, and we'll get to it. I'm chomping to the bits here, but we'll get to where the cliffhanger kind of left us, or the reveal, or whatever you call it, for 24. So that
Mm,
was very exciting. So, of course, we'll go through our usual Moonshine Looney listeners. As always, for new comic books, we are live streaming. So it'd be great to see, get yourselves into the show. Drop a comment. Let us know what you're doing. I see, I'm assuming, I see one viewer. I'm assuming it's Mario. Did you call Mario? Please say hello. I know Mario was very he was on the ball, Rebecca.
it's
He
always on the
texted
ball.
me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he always. He texted me the other night and saying, "Oh, because I put up the schedule for the show to run on the Wednesday," and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
goes, I'm assuming it's cancelled." So yes, it is. Hey Mario, how you going?
Yeah.
Glad-
Yeah, it's quite lucky
um,
with Ray getting me to come in on a Thursday actually, because
yeah, yeah.
but
So
I don't think either of us wanted to miss a chat. So
Oh, no, absolutely. So before that, of course, a big thank you to all our patronies, the likes of Sir Digicom there, as you saw, he's in the chat, but also to the likes of Odin, Frank, Drew, and Daniel as well, our principal sponsors. CLZ Comics, a big thank you to those guys too, and Dreamland Comics from Schoenberg, Illinois. Uh, Rebecca, before we get into what we're here to do,
Mhm.
first of all, hey, I'm just going to take a step back, and this is the last chance we get to have a little bit of a chat before
Yeah.
we go our ways for a bit. So you've been coming off a cold. How things? You're obviously excited for what's up ahead as well.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
planning. Everything's about holiday at the moment. Like very rigid planning. It's like I bought
Yes.
a sim for America yesterday, so that's in the
Nice.
phone. Yeah. Um,
There's
yeah. It's
also
crazy.
Disneyland. Was that
Yeah, so that's
moving?
now fixed. That's now
Yes.
sorted. We there was a little bit of a hiccup.
Hmm.
We might not have been able to go. And I wasn't 100% sure that we would do both parks, but we've now booked to do both parks in one day, but one
Wow.
day only
Cool. Yeah.
because we only have one day is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Between all my other shifts and
Hmm.
things like that. So yeah, I've been to Disney World where I did all the really famous Disney rides. But I've only done
Right.
one day there. So, and obviously now they've added Star Wars and Marvel,
Yeah.
and I just never
That's
thought I'd be in California, and here I am. That was literally sorted out yesterday.
that's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, and like I think everything is now sorted out, apart
Yeah.
from like whether I get a cab to the airport and stay an extra night, or whether I go sleep at an airport. So that's it, you know.
Okay. And how long is the flight from Milton Keyes?
From London. Nothing.
London.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
On the way over, it's just under 10 hours,
Okay.
and I'm guessing on the way back it's just under, because it's
So you
fast.
can do that in like one stop, right? You don't have to stop at all.
I'm going over in one stop. I'm coming
Yep.
back. I'm going. Well, it's funny. I'm changing planes in America. Like, so I'm
Okay.
layover in America, and then doing it over in one stop again. So it's just
Okay. I'll be interested
yeah.
to hear your experiences with the airports in America. Just I don't know, just
Generally,
how
they're generally
y-
okay, but not
yeah.
Chicago.
I mean, like, are they
They're
super kind of
the big ones are
protective?
super big.
Yeah, yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean by yeah?
Well, I mean, like, in customs and do they really grill you about like what are you doing here?
No,
And
no,
no,
they
okay,
haven't ever. And remember, I've been over there with a
okay.
green card, which was a little bit scary.
Mm,
Um, they do some things a bit different, like where you do a layover,
yeah.
you have to check your bags through security again, which I've never done
Oh, okay.
anywhere except America. So
Yeah.
I always get very confused and very lost, and they end up kind of yelling at me. And I think the last time we did it, some woman
Yeah.
next to us was complaining, and I very mildly swore and got told off by the airport person.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
he was like, "There's a kid there," and I'm like, "It's an airport. Like you can't."
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I was really, really swearing, but I just, I just said something. It was bad that we were having to queue, and it was all to do with this layover thing.
Yeah.
So like, no, I mean, I specifically didn't want to. I didn't want to change in any of the huge airports like LA.
Yeah.
Like there was one flight that had a 45-minute layover in LAX, Los
Yeah.
Angeles, and I was like, "There's no way. Like, there's no way I want
Yeah.
to try and run for my next plane." And then we had huge problems getting lost in Chicago airport when we did it there. So now I always avoid changing
Oh,
there. They're all great to like come into and
yeah.
go out of. So
Mm,
I'm going into Seattle and then
yeah.
going back via Seattle, which is just weird. So just how it turned out by making sure I had a bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was
the
having a
elephant
little
in the room to everyone is that I'm going to Comic Con. It's just like
Yeah.
that
Oh,
we're
yeah, of
talking
course.
Disney, but like
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true,
Disney
true. Yeah,
on
of
the way
course.
to San Diego. So, but I'm not.
SDCC.
I've already
Yeah.
said to the Moon Knight Discord, I'm
Yeah.
probably not going to go to Hall H because I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
spend an
Well,
entire day queuing.
yeah, we've
So I
discussed. Yeah.
apologize if I can't
You
say,
know what
"Oh,
would
I
be
was in the
cool,
room when it
Rebecca?
happened." What would be cool
Be cool if because
if
it's
I
not
just
unheard
bumped
of.
into Oscar Isaac and said
Well,
hi?
you know how some actors like they cosplay and they just
Yeah, right. That would be cool.
discreetly, yeah, and then
Yeah,
you're just right next to Oscar Isaac and he takes off his helmet or
and I'll be
whatever,
like,
and
"Oh,
it's
we've got the same birthday."
yeah, exactly. Actually, that'd be cool if he dressed up as the Mandalorian and then you got Pedro Pascal dressed up as Moon Knight.
That
That
would
would
be
be
very cool.
funny.
Could see them doing
Um,
that actually. So like, but
yeah.
obviously all the news will come out on Twitter the same time as it drops in the panel, so I'm not worried about missing the news.
Mhm.
But it is a
Yep.
shame that I couldn't say what the vibe was like in the room. If they announce anything Moon Knight, who knows.
Mm. You're still gonna get the spillover though, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah,
once the whole
and
thing
I
happened,
found out
yeah.
that every evening that you can go to one of the other rooms and they play back Hall H. They won't show you the trailers that they want to hide, but you can actually
Mm.
go and watch the panel as it happened. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
At
not
the
I mean,
moment,
look,
it's all just like making sure I don't lose anything, and haven't really thought
yeah.
about panels and schedules
Okay.
and things like that. Yeah. So,
I was just having a giggle because you were talking about swearing in the airport, and here's a little pop quiz for you, Rebecca. What is that movie where Ben Kingsley is being very difficult on the airplane?
I
And
don't know.
they don't know? Oh, okay. It's
No.
really funny, and that just popped in my head while you're saying that, like, you swore mildly at a
It was
like, not
really
at a
mild. It
child,
wasn't at a
but
child. I mean, don't get
but
me
around
wrong,
the
I
child.
probably would. But, like, they were like,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
got a young child with her. And I'm like,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, like, you know. Oh, sexy Pete. I haven't seen that in
Ah,
ages.
nice
So,
one, Mario.
thank
This
you,
is
Mario.
why we pay you the big Khonshu dollars,
Anyway, I've
i.e.
got some
nothing.
Moon Knight news.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Hang on, Rebecca. Let me just because
It's
we've
not
got
very
we've
good,
got
but it's Moon Knight
technology.
news.
A bit of white noise. Here we go. There you go. Yep. So, I'm sorry. I'm putting up the
According
visuals.
to a Lego spoiler,
Ooh.
there are 2 Moon Knights in the new Lego minifigs for Marvel TV. There's a Moon Knight with moon blades, a golden flat tile and cape. Don't know what that means.
Okay.
And a Mr. Knight with Gus the fish, 3 silver
Oh,
sticks,
really?
and a gold bar piece,
Oh,
but black. Whatever
that's
that any of that
awesome.
means. Yeah, yeah. And there's also a werewolf by night, I should mention. We'll claim him
Yes.
as well, because
Yeah. Oh, so there's great. There's a because I went. I found. There's a while. I think he's in the UK. Rebecca. There's a guy that custom makes Lego
It's
heroes,
quite
and
yeah.
yeah. So I got a Moon Knight Lego figure already, which is pretty cool. But I'd like to get a. That would be great
I
to get
got one
a
attached to a
official one.
birthday card someone sent me.
Oh,
I know, it was
that's
very nice.
that's cool, and that's testament to your fandom as well. Like
That was
someone said, "Hey, I want to wish Rebecca happy birthday. I'm going to stick a Moon Knight figure on her
No, I think
card."
they'd bought the card, like, probably off Etsy or something,
Oh,
and it said, like,
wow.
"Happy birthday
Okay.
from Moon Knight" or something. It had a little Moon Knight.
Oh,
It's really
that's
cute.
cool. That's nice. Yeah.
You all
Well, so
deserve friends like mine.
well, that's it. I mean, that sounds like a awesome fun. I can't wait to hear. I'll try to tune into. I always like San Diego. Just tune into YouTube. They have the live
Yeah, yeah.
streams and stuff.
Oh,
That's
I
always
remember
fun.
I remember because you asked them questions and stuff
Yeah,
sometimes, and they're like,
yeah.
"Yeah."
And a big shout out to the fellas over at TV Podcast Industries. I remember Agent M
Oh,
talking
actually,
about.
maybe it was they talk about it.
Yeah,
They watch it as well, yeah.
yeah. Agent M was going like, "There's I'm not going to put an American accent, but there's
Yeah.
a group over in Ireland that apparently does they covered the Defenders Netflix show." It's like, yes, oh, I know these
I know, it
guys.
was
So
really cool, yeah.
it's very cool. So yeah, great stuff, great stuff. By way of news, white noise. I think Rebecca, you probably covered it. I'm trying to track in my mind anything else that
I
is
can't
Moon
think of
Knight related.
anything that,
Actually, I think in near mint condition. Again, this is I'm like picking at hairs or whatever. I don't know what the saying is, Rebecca.
mhm.
I think there is a Mark Spector Moon Knight Omnibus Volume 2 on the way. I think that's in
Oh,
2024
cool.
though. Yeah, so I think that was announced. I don't know when. It could be like either
I
March or
think you're right. I think
mid-year
I
next
do
year.
think I remember
Hmm.
seeing it somewhere scroll past my Twitter.
Yes, and it reminds me as well. Have you got that Black, White, and Blood Treasury Edition? I haven't got that yet.
No,
Have
I
you got
haven't
it?
got it yet. I thought I'd wait for it to
Ah,
drop in price a bit. And also because 'cause I've
yeah,
got all the
yeah,
comics that, like, but no,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of picking it up in America where I can buy it in dollars.
Okay, because that
So
released a while ago, and I
yeah,
just
that was
forgot to
last
get it
year.
last year.
I
Oh
always
my
I
god!
think it was the end of the year last year. I
Oh
just
my
get very
god!
lazy about things I've
Yeah.
already got. And that's what
Mm,
gets me. That's when I miss out on things like, the trades of the Lemire thing, the hardcover,
hmm.
original hardcover of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you know.
Before we just one other thing before we get into Moonshine and I play the funky transition. Just a big shout out. Also, I just want to shout out to all the loonies out there that in like at least my absence. I can't speak for Rebecca because you do drop in every now and again. The social media platforms. A big thanks to the of Brian and Mario for keeping the Facebook
Yeah,
group and
thank you
stuff
so
active.
much. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to go into like why everyone's been so busy recently, but like we are really have been
Mhm.
up against it, and it's been really nice every time I have ducked in to just see it's still so active.
Yeah, the Discord as well, Rebecca. There's a lot of chat there still, so that's
Yeah,
great. And
yeah.
so yeah, just really appreciate it. And sorry I can't get on there as much as I'd like to, but I'm hoping to jump on there soon. Just
I mean, you may or may
yeah.
not have some time soon. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, it's very much a
So
don't know.
yeah. So anyway, with that, Rebecca, we have an awesome. I've got to say now before I forget it because I was rehearsing it in my mind.
Hmm.
I just want to say a tip of the hat. Hats off to Mr. Jed McKay and Federica Sabatini. Just spoiler, a little bit of spoiler. Just this fantastic issue.
It's so good.
Jed, hitting it out of the park. It's amazing. I can't wait for us to be able to chat with you again in whatever it is, the few
Whenever
months.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jed's always up for it. And probably picks after arcs and stuff. So happy that we can do that. Yes, Macy. So
Mine are asleep, so it's not me this
yeah.
time.
Long-time Looney listeners would know that cats, they what's the word? They're very prominent in our shows.
They
Rebecca's
are, as is right for a show with Egyptian themes.
exactly. Khonshu had a
Yep.
nice, robust, articulate
Cloud.
cat.
Yeah.
Cloud, and here's I'm going to show if I can get him up.
Yeah.
Here's Macy.
Oh, look at him.
Here's Mace. Can you get
A
the purring,
new high
Macy?
priest has
A
entered the
new high
building.
priest with his little white
His
paws.
little white paws, like what Moon Knight's outfit.
Yeah. Macy's edging towards 10 years old. I can't believe
Wow.
how old he is.
That's crazy.
But yeah, still acts like I almost broke his leg. Sorry, Macy. I opened the back door and he likes to sit up against it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I opened it too fast and he had a spray. It must have been just a spraying thing. So he's okay now. You want to get off? Okay, off you
It's
get.
like we shouldn't tell these stories of us and animals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Never gonna
Remember,
go well.
everybody, Rebecca is a hamster killer.
It was a fish.
Oh, it was a fish. Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm thinking of the what was that? What are they called?
The dagoos.
Dagoos. Yeah,
They didn't die on my watch. The fish
I
died
didn't.
on
Oh,
my watch. I'd just like to point out that. But thank you.
Anyway, before we incriminate ourselves anymore, Loonies, here we go. Let's do our Moonshine review. Now, in typical fashion, Rebecca, I have not in typical, but just in this instance, I have not prepared anything. So
I think this is fine. I think we just go through
yeah,
it, like overview of it, because I think it's that kind of issue where
definitely.
there's not really much to say. There's not much of a summary to it.
No, but it's such what an awesome, I don't know, just a packaged story this is. So I mean,
It's
just
really assured and
yeah, like going on just our I guess overall impressions, Rebecca. Yeah, I just thought this was assured, a really tight package. It was like Jed had this really strong idea to utilize Morpheus, and he did it. He executed really well. It was basically look, if we do a synopsis, it's Moon Knight at the whim of Morpheus, and he's keeping him in this dream world, and we get so many cool scenarios, and then there's a big reveal at the end.
it's
We finally
it's so nice because
Mm.
it's a really good way of getting in a lot of the characters that we wanted to see or hear about,
Yes.
who are canonically dead. So like so it gives us a chance to see what he might have done if like other see some of the interactions when we can't get because of the situation the characters are in right now. But then to make it mean something like within the run
Yes.
we've been reading, and then sort of tie it up with another cool reveal.
It's so clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he does give that, and I say this in the best way, like lip service to it's not lip service. That's a really wrong way of saying it. I'm saying like he does fan service, like we're the classic characters, as you say, but he does weave it into
It
the
doesn't
story.
feel like it doesn't feel like fan service because of course everyone wants
Yeah.
to know where Frenchie is, like
Yep.
or if we could ever see Frenchie again. and stuff. And this way we get that kind of like a nice easy thing, and like,
Mm-hmm.
without, and it's all a bit different, but it's off because it's not what's
Yeah.
actually happening, and it's
Yeah.
very clever.
How did you how did you enter reading this, Rebecca? Because look, I'll just let you know when I knew it was kind of about Morpheus, but I just kind of totally forgot already. So the opening pages, I was kind of like, oh, this is cool. And by page 2, it's like, hang on, something's a bit
Yeah,
wry. Yeah.
I was like, memory or dream,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then very quickly became, oh, dream. Oh yeah, it was Morpheus. Kind of
Yeah.
same kind of
Yeah.
thing.
It's really cool. So just in keeping with what we usually do, writer Jed McKay, the credits here, artist Federica Sabatini, colorist Rochelle Rosenberg, color artist. We should call that a color
Yeah,
artist.
it should.
Letterer VC, yeah, absolutely. Letterer VC's Corey Pettit, and we have the cover artist is Steven Segovia with Rochelle Rosenberg, and there are variants. We haven't got them here now, but there's a Greg Land and Frank D'Armata, Mark Bagley, and a Richard Eisenov. So there are a couple of variants, and CB Sabels. Oh, and actually, Tom Brayford is the editor. CB is the editor in chief. Rebecca, are you? Oh, way! Hey,
I
Ozzy.
was waiting to see how long it took you to
Yeah,
finish.
I was looking at the screen, and for those that have video, well, everyone has video access. Go check us out on YouTube for this. Yeah, you can see Rebecca's cat now.
Yeah,
Awesome, Ozzy.
there you go.
Black
Back
as
on the desk.
night. The true Dark Knight, Rebecca. The
True
true
Dark
dark.
Knight.
The
There's a
true Dark
massive
Knight.
clump of his fur on the ground. I suspect
Yeah.
there's been a fight. So
Oh, yeah. There's always
yeah,
clumps of things everywhere.
yeah.
Rebecca, would you be able? Can you read it off the screen? Just a little synopsis in the middle
Oh
in the
yeah, sure.
title. Yep.
Moon Knight and his allies have been the targets of attacks by a series of strange and deadly villains. But while they've managed to defeat their adversaries, Moon Knight has thus far been unable to shed light on the mastermind orchestrating these events behind the shadows.
Yeah. So
So
this
it
was a
doesn't
big
tell us
thing.
much about this thing, but it sets it
No.
in that whole what this story arc is doing. So like,
Yeah.
but like, he looks so cute in his dreams. By the way,
He
Mark, you look very cute in your
he
dreams.
does. He does. I was immediately reminded. I mean, because of course they both have their styles, Sabatini
Mhm.
and Cappuccio,
Yeah.
and I guess I just had in my mind that it was Cappuccio doing this issue.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
didn't
that
even
wrong.
like. I mean, I was like,
Mm.
oh yeah, it looks so different, and then I was like, okay.
Oh, of course, it's a bit Sabatini. Yeah.
But then,
So
I mean, Sabatini's really come on as well. So
and he's got the runs on the board. I mean, he did the annual and he's done Devil's Reign and he's done a few issues
I
here
don't.
and there.
But like, it's not that I don't notice it. I just, it's just like, oh yeah, here we go, different, slightly different style.
Exactly, and the looks is particularly Diatress as
Yeah,
well, and that kind of I mean, we've described it before as like a manga-esque kind of style.
yeah, it is a little
Um,
bit more manga, but
mm,
even that's tempered down a little bit. So I really like it.
yeah, even from this opening page, it got me kind of speculating because it's the Spectre residence on Long Island, and I was kinda, "Hang on,
Yeah,
is
it's
that a
Long
thing?"
Island. Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah, and everything's so pleasant and, it's really cool. So what Jed does, he introduces these classic characters in, and we're talking only 2 pages here. We get the
yeah,
Alrains, Dr. Alrain and Peter as well, who we know well, we know he's Morpheus.
yeah.
Um, and then later on, which really threw me, we get
We get
Mark's
Randall and
parents.
the Spectres. We get the Spectres.
Yeah,
So we've got both
and then
families, the Elrons and the Spectres.
yep,
Jokes
and they're
about kosher
hugging.
hot dogs. It's quite hard to
Yeah,
find a
yes,
non-kosher hot dog in America, I found, but okay.
right, yeah.
Not
Um
so hard in Europe.
No,
But yeah,
but in the US, it's a little bit harder. But
yeah,
this is like, something's wrong because everything's too good. I mean,
yeah,
Beatrice
yeah.
is hugging
Oh
her
yeah, this
grandfather.
him hugging his
Yeah,
parents
hugging
and Randall. It's like
exactly,
no, that
exactly.
ain't happening.
Yeah. But I just do like the build up to this. I mean, it
I
to some
love
extent you
also that the
yeah.
reveal is mid-page. Do you know what I mean? It's not at the end. Like the end of the page is the reaction to it, but that
Ah,
reveal with
yes.
all them all turning to skeletons.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. I mean, you can kind of compare it to some things you see on TV, with dream sequences, but I think it was just done so well,
Mm.
just with having these really peculiar characters together. If you do know the
I
Moon Knight
do
lore, of
like
course.
what the thing
Yeah.
that tweaks him out though is her saying she's married. Is his mum saying he's married? He immediately is like, no, I'm not, and
Yeah.
then asks about career. So like, it's
Yes,
like
I love
I
that. He
like
goes, "What
that a
about
lot. That like,
Greer?" Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But the
yeah,
first thing is like, no, no, I
yeah.
didn't get married. It's such a great guy thing. But also, it is
Yeah.
nice because he's just started the relationship with Greer, so it makes sense that would
Mhm.
be at the front of his
Mm.
mind.
But it's also telling as well. I mean, of course, it'd
Yeah.
be at the front of his mind, but it's also telling how important she is to him.
Well, yeah,
So,
I take that from it as well, obviously.
yeah.
So,
So, I mean, I love it how Jed's keeping with that, and we see later on, we see a vision
yeah,
of
yeah.
Greer as well. So that's good. But also again, I like this kind of whole, it's a dream thing because he gets in this small font. You get like Moon Knight, someone's calling to him from the
Mhm, mhm.
distance, and he notices it. And there's that whole thing, Rebecca, with dreams, is like just like an example, someone's in the dream and there's a ringing of the bell and it ends up being the
Yeah,
alarm clock. So
yeah,
I love how there's that connection between the two. Uh, but yeah, he gets so Moon Knight basically he gets awakened, none other than Detective Flint, who's
oh,
a
mate.
great callback again,
Yeah.
Um, but he's been in mid. It seems to be. Is that right? Is that your understanding? He's been in mid fight with Morpheus because we find out later on. Spoilers, everybody, that Morpheus is somewhere else. Like he's somewhere
Yeah.
else in the building. Is that yeah?
I got very I read it quite
Yeah.
quickly, no idea,
Mm,
but,
yeah.
he
But he
got
must have
him
been.
anyway.
Yeah, he must have been fighting Morpheus to be in
Yes.
this ability, and Morpheus has taken out the whole building,
Yeah.
everyone. And I've got to say also as well, Rebecca. We've tracked Morpheus from volume 1 and all that.
Mhm.
His powers have really amped up. I think Resurrection War, which was written
Yeah.
by Doug Mensch in the late 90s, I think that started playing with Morpheus's power being a lot more than just Ebon energy.
Yeah, I
Because
think he's,
yeah.
much more interesting with the stronger power.
Yeah, he's away, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd love if Loonies would let us know. I'm not sure if that was kind of fleshed out in any way. I think he just jumped to have this, because I know definitely in Resurrection War he had some sort of
Mhm.
hallucinatory kind of powers. But anyway, yeah, it's quite powerful. He keeps Mark or Moon Knight under.
Yeah.
But then basically this story is that he just kind of jumps
Yeah.
from one dream sequence to another. Like Morpheus, like dumps him in the dream world and just kind of puts layer upon layer. And not only him, but his identities too. So
Yeah, and then so he
yeah.
finds him and he's trying to wake him up while we see
What is happening here, Rebecca? What is
I
this?
this one just made me laugh. I was just like, this is
Yeah,
like, like when you're watching a feature film and they just put in a
yeah,
random cartoon kind of thing. This was
yeah.
great. The Mighty Mailman and
So,
his
so
sidekick, the
Jet,
precocious Posty.
yeah, exactly. And you love Midnight in shorts, Rebecca. I know you
I
do.
do
So
love Moonlight in Shorts. You know I do. It's going down as
yeah.
next favorite costume. All right. So like that'll be one to ask in your trivia in years to come.
Yes,
The
exactly.
precocious Posty.
You remember that now, Rebecca, because I will
Yeah,
be aiming
I
a
know you
question
will.
towards you. But I would love Mighty Mailman to be somehow kept alive in the Marvel universe. Jed, if you can put him up with 8 Ball, then you've done your job. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
think.
surprised he's not 8 Ball.
So I
Maybe
don't.
this is
Yeah,
what 8 Ball looks like without his 8 Ball on.
it could
Who
be.
knows?
But
I
I
don't
I
know.
just I
This is
wasn't
from
sure.
Mark's mind still, or is this Morpheus's mind?
Yeah, I couldn't make any correlation. Like, did you?
I was a bit confused about who. I just enjoyed it. I just went with it
Yeah,
and just
me
went,
too.
this is pretty fun.
But I'm sure there's some really slick, smart, kind of reference that
Yeah.
Jed is making here, but I just can't pick it. It might be just totally random. I don't know. We'll have to
Who
ask him.
knows? Yeah.
Was there? I'm going to use the one reference in this show. Is this a reference to Batman in any way? No, because
I don't see why it would be.
yeah, because I think the posty guy's he's got like the mask on, similar to Robin. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, but then a lot of superhero masks are like that. They
yeah,
appear to
true.
be fighting what either lizards. I think lizardy type
I
things.
don't know.
They have tails. I was gonna say
Oh
werewolves, but they're
yeah.
not. They've got like lizard tails
No, they look
and
like
lizard
monsters.
jaws,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
lizardy, dinosaur-y type
Yeah.
people.
So this is really weird. Like, so Morpheus decides to drop Mark in this totally absurd scenario, and it's not long before he kind of gets out again, and
Yep.
then is in another kind of bit. And this is when we first start hearing Morpheus's voice, which is in the black
Yeah, and this is also
captions.
like where Mark's saying you shouldn't be able to do this at all because
Mm,
my mind's messed up. Like, Mark, stop saying your mind's messed up. That's not what's happening.
yeah,
I mean, we
yeah.
can, like, just,
I love
um,
this. Yeah, this one-upmanship. Morpheus says,
yeah,
"Or maybe my brain makes yours look like a church picnic." I mean, it's just like,
thing to
okay.
say to a Jewish guy. No, I'm kidding.
um, yes. So Mark is obviously, well, Moon Knight is tracking Morpheus, I guess, through the dreams. He's just trying to get to
Yeah.
him, and we find out he eventually does wear him out. But there's a door with, again, props to Rochelle Rosenberg. We get a callback. Anyone that's been following the series will know
Yeah,
that
we know
Jake.
immediately what it is. We know immediately
Exactly.
that this is Jake's bar. Well, not Jake's bar, the bar
Exactly.
that Jake hangs out in.
Hangs out
Uh,
in. And who's
she's one of
the
his friends. Like, I think
yeah.
he introduced her in the last time the
That's
bar.
right. I
Yeah.
can't remember. I think I remember asking Jed about that, and he was going, "Really? You're interested in her? She's like really just a side character." And I was like, um,
Oh,
actually,
Naomi,
sorry.
her name is. There you go.
Yes. Oh, Naomi, that's it. So Mario, yeah. Well, there is the chum comment, very Adam West. I thought there was something there
Well, it
for
is, but it could
Mario.
also just be pulp. I mean,
Could be.
but I will take it. Who knows?
Yeah. Noel as well. Hello, Noel. And yes, please.
Goodbye.
This is spoiler filled. So, hope you get to read it. And it's a cracker. So don't get spoiled, please. But yes, Rebecca, we're here at Jake's, Naomi's bar. Yeah, and this is really cool. And
It
Jake's
is
looking
really cool.
he's
He
looking a lot
looks
cooler.
he looks
Like with
so
the
happy. He's again got the Yiddish in there. You
yeah,
know,
but he's not got the dodgy mo. He's got like
no,
just
he's
the
saying
facial
this
hair
is the
happening.
party he's always wanted to throw. So he's living out his
Yeah.
dream,
Mm,
which is
yeah.
nice because of course we get to see his dreams not the same as Mark's, and why would it be?
Yeah.
So, and I
What
think
what
that's that kind of important thing there.
Yeah, well, the other thing I picked up, and I'm not sure, maybe we can ask Federico or Jed, is that when Jake talks about his friends, his people, they all look pretty somber and pretty kind of, I
Well,
don't
his
know.
people, I mean, but that's the thing is
Mm.
like the people he hangs out with are the kind of people on the street,
Yeah, on the
people with
street,
less
yeah,
money,
yep,
like the
hardships and
homeless
stuff.
guys, whatever, like, but
Yeah,
we also get this very important moment where he says he just wants to look after people. And considering like that
mm.
drift towards Jake being hyper violent,
Hmm.
this is a really nice reset, is that,
That's a very good,
whether he's, I
yeah.
mean, Lena mentioned it on Twitter as well, just so it was in my head.
Okay,
But like, it was
yeah.
just nice to see him going back to being positioned as this man of the people.
That's a very good point because
Yeah,
he does make a point of that as well, and we got to bear in mind as well that that Morpheus, and there's a bit of give and take. He's putting Moon Knight in this scenario, so he's drawing from Moon Knight, and I guess his identities is ideas.
yeah,
I guess how it works. So this is coming out, and so this is a great way to show Jake, and as you say, resetting him rather than just this guy that is very violent, something different. Um, so yeah, again, we get this thing. Moon Knight is just not into it at all. I mean, Jake's even like, "What's going on?" And because Moon Knight is driven to look for Morpheus, and I love this sequence here. Again, visuals. Check out the YouTube and your comic book. Mark jumps out. It looks like a window, but he kind of folds around and
yeah.
down.
It's just that the
Yeah.
whole thing, the perspective changes.
Mm.
Um, and you basically get that, why are you doing this? What's your
Hmm.
angle? And he's like,
Yeah.
there is no angle. I just want to give people what they want. And you're like, okay, why would Morpheus be doing that? There is a
Yes.
we're
th-
with Mark on this. There's something up.
There is something
Um, and then
which
we get
yeah,
to a place we've not seen in a while.
Grant Manor.
Grant Manor.
Wow. We've been there, Rebecca.
We have.
Just gonna point it out there. Yeah, you're right. So Grant Manor, and then we get the classic characters. I mean, we've seen Marlene before, but the likes of Samuels and Netta, who we've seen before. Netta had this really
Yep,
cool.
yep,
I like that experience she had with Captain America,
yeah,
or
yeah.
her impression of him. So Jed's used her before, but we get Moon Knight looking in, and we find out that this is not Moon Knight's dream. This is Stephen Grant's dream, like
Yeah,
his
which
life,
makes
Grant
sense
Manor.
in his
Yep.
manner with Marlene. I mean, it's pretty much how we used to see him, but
Hmm.
not having to do the Moon Knight stuff. But
Yeah.
then he determines that means a life without me, which is a little bit.
Yes.
We don't 100% know that, but possibly. And then you
True.
get to the big thing. Is like, Morpheus saying, "Well, what do you want, Moon Knight? I'm sorry, you've
Yeah.
got his
What
butt
would?
again, haven't you?"
No, no, that's okay. Love it. Love a bit of Aussie. But yeah, we get so Morpheus is searching for what Moon Knight
Moon Knight
wants.
wants, yeah.
Again, like there's that question, what do you want to, what are you doing, Morpheus? I'm trying to make everyone happy. Why? So Morpheus
Yeah,
is
yeah.
trying to do that. I found this hilarious. I had to laugh.
I thought it was
I don't know.
hilarious. I was like, "Yay, Captain America!"
Yeah, but they're standing around clapping him. I thought that
Yeah,
was like a really
yeah.
it's
And
like
like
it's
Cap saying, "You are a real hero." It's like
yeah,
you're a real boy.
it's like over. I know it's a dream sequence, so it's meant to be over the top. But yeah, you got Black Panther, Hulk, Thor, just Captain Marvel, just applauding as Captain America, and then it's kind of uh, juxtaposed, so to speak, where then Moon Knight just thrashing the hell out of Captain America
Yeah,
with one thing. So again, just showing how dreamlike it is. But we get, this was a cool thing because again, we get this whole we get it almost coming full circle
yeah,
with Morpheus really trying to find out, okay, what is it? He's throwing everything at the wall
yeah. Like,
to
what do you
mark
want? What do you want? He's giving him everything. Like
everything. So we got scenarios with Tigra, Greer, Rebecca,
Khonshu. Yeah.
Khonshu, Hunter's Moon, and then we get a couple here with Frenchie and
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Rebecca, what
Oh,
is
Crawley,
Oh my, can't believe
and
it's been so long. Yeah,
Gina.
yeah, and Gina. Yeah, yeah.
And then, or maybe you'd like lives on your own. Like, would you like me
Mm-hmm.
to separate out?
Yeah.
And Moon Knight says no.
And this is really cool. I thought this was really telling. Next, it was like, well, what do you want? Do you just want endless violence? Because we know this has been touched upon in many a run. Like the Bemis run, the
Yeah.
Houston run, even the Bendis run. This thing about Mark's penchant for violence, and maybe
Yeah, I
that
mean, it's
is
on and on. It's like even
yeah,
Mark said it in many
yeah,
of his therapy sessions. Like,
yeah,
do I want? Or I don't know if he has, but like, it's always been touched on. Or it's like, is he just compelled to
mm.
to to hit, to be beaten up,
And
and to beat up?
I love this panel as well. I think Sabatini does really
Beautiful. The
well.
coloring as well. Oh my
The
god.
the
We've
coloring
never
and
seen like
no,
colors like that just hitting it suddenly. I mean, we probably
as
have, but
it's like really hellish and blood soaked and just the fact that it so Sabatini does it from a really low perspective. So you say the building's looking up.
yeah,
It just gives you that sense that he's on a mountain of people that he's just beating up. So really, really evocative, I think, as well. And this is where Morpheus is like, I don't know, is this what you want then? And like he's really at a loss. And Moon Knight is saying, no, the happiness I have, it's real. None of this dream stuff. I don't want any of this crap,
and that's how much, and that's what he's been working for, and
Mhm.
it's nice that he gets to acknowledge it,
Yep, we get
that he
Tigra's
is
son.
happy with his new gang.
Yeah, and Tigra's son's there as well, Rebecca.
Yeah,
That's cool. Um, and so we eventually get into the reality. So Moon
yeah.
Knight has finally caught up with who's been projecting these dreams, and we see Morpheus. Yay!
Who's
He's
not
he's
doing well?
not doing well. Like, unfortunately, I was reading this, Rebecca, and Finn came
Oh
over and had a look.
no.
I'm hoping he doesn't have any nightmares, but he was really interested. He's going, "Who's that?" I'm going, "That's Morpheus. So that's a baddie." And said he can just shoot beams from his eyes, and I think he was a bit taken aback by blood. But yeah,
Yeah,
so Morpheus is in a bad way. He's been betrayed, I guess, by
yeah,
the boss that. Yeah. And so he's mortally wounded. I love there's a saying that Jed has said something about and I think they hit every organ on the way out. Like
Yeah.
his guys put 3 in me, and so they really did him a number. And so Moon Knight and Morpheus have a word together, and this is where Morpheus mentions, I just want to make just want to make
Just wanted
people
to make
happy.
people happy for the last time.
Mm,
Or like just
yeah.
for the last thing I do, I just want to, which is like very interesting.
Yeah, and even after all that he's put Moon Knight through, Moon Knight still he pauses. Can I do anything for you? It shows that he
Yeah.
wants to help. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm here to carve a moon in your forehead, or
Yeah,
he
yeah.
he does understand the situation, and beautiful stuff here, like with Sabatini and Rosenberg,
Mhm.
with Moon Knight holding kind of basically the fallen Morpheus,
Yeah, yeah.
and he gives that name, reveals,
Yeah.
big spoilers, Black Spectre. So
And then
I
I
don't know about
love
you.
the way he goes, "Oh, I did finally find something you wanted."
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was searching the whole issue, and I
Yeah,
found it
yeah.
a really nice, tight little story for Morpheus, and I couldn't
Mhm.
help but think of it. A big shout out to Russell,
Yeah.
one of the codes. I know he's a huge Black Spectre fan. I can't remember, Rebecca. Had we postulated whether Black Spectre would turn up or not, or
We've definitely discussed him. Like he's
did we? Okay,
definitely I think because Tigran mentioned him when she was talking about people
okay,
that could be behind it all. And he was like,
okay.
"Oh no, I killed 2 of them, or I killed one of them, or something like that." I
Right,
don't
because
remember the exact phrasing, but I'm pretty sure.
I know we discussed Morpheus and Midnight Man, but I just was unsure. I
Oh,
mean, so
maybe it was Midnight Man. You're right. Maybe it was
yeah,
Midnight Man. Yeah, I
so
don't know.
he's brought all of them back except for
He's really brought
Bushman.
everyone back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
yeah. I mean, and
to
happy
be
to not.
fair, aren't we getting Bushman in 25 and City of the Dead because it's about
Okay,
Mark's youth
yeah, with
and with
the Karnak Cowboys.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there you
Yeah, you're
go.
right, Mario. Yeah, it was talking about Midnight Man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
sorry.
Black Spectre. Yeah, I mean, so he's bringing back all the big
Yeah.
guns. We even got Scarlet Fasanero. We can't forget that.
Yeah, I
Stained
know. I
Glass
mean, that was
Scarlet.
incredible because like he had to totally rewrite that,
Yeah. So what a
to get her in. Yeah, yeah.
phenomenal
What a
run.
run.
And actually, having said that, breaking news as well. Kind of breaking news. Jed said on Twitter, 26 is not the last one. Just keep
Yes.
your eyes out.
Yes.
So we were all kind of fearing that this
I felt
milestone
so bad
issue.
after I was like sort
Mm,
of saying this feels like the start of a final arc.
mm,
Um, last issue, and you know, um,
yes.
I mean, it's still kind of this does feel like getting everything in, but it makes sense within the run. So I mean, I'm guessing let's aim for 30. Let's hope for
Yeah.
30, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean because it's kind of like Jed's tying things up and he's bringing in classic characters. It's kind of like, where do you go?
It was mostly the
Yeah,
starting to tie things up and like
yeah,
that each writer will have kind of, I guess, a kind of big bad standoff
mhm,
that they want to do, and
yeah,
we've had smaller ones, and now it's kind of been building up to this huge mystery about who this one is
yeah,
that's coming after Mark, and it just kind of felt like when we started the last one is like with all that mystery is that this isn't going to wrap
yeah,
up super fast, so it's
yeah.
going to be another arc, but like if you look at all the pieces Jed's put into place, like Mark's mental health right now, his relationship with Tigra, it does feel like someone's getting to the end of what they feel they have to say about a character.
That's
So
right.
like,
Yeah.
so I think that's what triggered me to say that. It's not that I think he's run out of ideas because I think
Hmm.
these are writers; they always have ideas.
Hmm.
And I wouldn't at all be surprised to see him Moonlight showing up in the Avengers, whatever,
Oh, I hope
or,
so,
or
Jed. Please.
like, but in Doctor Strange, whatever else,
Yes, please,
you
Jed.
know.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he's covered so much and he's done so much for the character that was in a
Hmm.
difficult starting place for
Yeah.
him. So
Yeah.
it just feels
It
like
was.
and I would rather go out with him doing this kind of this is now everything I feel I have to say right now about Moon Knight than
Hmm.
for it not to have sold well enough for us to have got these issues. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling like pretty stoked that we're gonna get probably everything he wanted to do on Moon Knight.
Yes.
Like I think
Yeah, me
that's
too.
which we've not had. I mean, we had it with Lemire, but Lemire's run was quite short.
Yeah. Oh,
So
compared to Jed's, yeah, it's almost
yeah.
half the size. Yeah, and just got Macy
Aw.
potentially, hopefully not coughing up a fur ball. I don't want to vomit. No vomit on the carpet, Mace. Oh my god.
Oh, we're
Um,
controlled by cats. Sorry.
but yeah, this is awesome. So yeah, I cannot love this enough.
And I am
It's
kind of
it's
mad
gonna be
that
great.
like we're missing July, but I know
I
that
know.
I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what everyone else has to say about them and like
Ah,
to have a little
absolutely.
break and
Yep.
for us to just sit there and go, this is kind of cool, like to just sort of like
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Oh, me too as
And
well.
can't
It's
wait for 25. So
yes. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from reading the material, which is great. So
oh,
yeah, but
I'm sure we will be reading the material.
yeah.
So you know,
But you're right. It's just like we'll get to sit back. It'd be great. I'll be dropping in some feedback, of course. Hope to
and I
give
will
my
do my
thoughts on it.
best to as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. But yeah. So 25, as you can see up on the screen now. The super oversized anniversary spectacular. I went through that last episode in length, and I threw up a whole lot of varying covers for City of the
Yeah,
Dead and for
yeah.
25 and for
There's
City
so
of the Dead
many
2. There's so much, but there's so much to look forward to with Moon Knight. I feel, and I'm just so glad, as you mentioned, Rebecca, I'm just so glad that, as you say, it seems that Jed is able to say everything that he wants to say with Moon Knight, like with his run. I mean, he's getting
yeah.
26. That's damn close to, the Doug Mensch run was 38. So,
Yeah, and if I mean, even if he gets to 28, if he gets to 30, if he gets
ah,
whatever, it's just like it's something.
it's a
It's
fantastic run.
I think
So,
we've been very lucky.
I tend to think with you, Rebecca. I think it's up. It might hopefully hit the 30 mark. We'll
I
see.
think that's probably where it'll go, but they've
Yeah.
had some weird cut-offs recently, so if it's 28,
Okay.
it's 28, but I'm,
He he can't. You
we'll
can't.
see.
Yeah. He can't tell.
Yeah.
So Rebecca's rating wise, moon rating. What would you give this? 24, so to speak.
I want to give this one a high. I want to like 9.5 it.
Yeah. Yes, I will. I
It had
will
no
give.
kisses in, so it gets. No, I'm kidding. It's not how we judge Moon Knight comics.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked it.
Me too. Not 9.5. Look, as well, I didn't speak enough about the cover. I love the cover as well. Like
The cover
Segovia.
was really good.
Morpheus looks awesome. But yeah, a huge 9.5 for me too. This was just a really self-contained, nice, fun issue. And for anyone that is a long-time Moon Knight fan who appreciates the older characters, because I can't imagine, Rebecca, someone that's coming new, these characters might not have relevance to them.
Yeah,
So,
but you know what? This is also the first appearance of the Postie,
oh
the
yeah, the
precocious
mighty
Postie and the
mailman.
mighty mailman. So
He always delivers. You know, Rebecca, when I played rugby union, I played up against this guy, Clay Cross. He ended up being representing Australia for shot put.
oh my god,
And yeah, they called him the mailman because he always delivered in the lineouts. He was
that's
tall,
very
he was
funny.
strong. And yeah, so we had to go up against the mailman. But yeah, the mighty mailman is even better with the sidekick of Moon Knight, the Postie. It's
That's
hilarious.
excellent. I'm actually going to send that
Loonies.
to Alan, so
Sorry. Oh yes, yes.
because he's a
Um.
postman.
Oh, is he? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay, cool. Looney listeners, it doesn't end there. We don't have much feedback from the time that we're recording that I checked. But get your thoughts in. Love to hear from you. And just get this discussion going, whether it be on Facebook, on Twitter, on our Discord channel as well. Even on Instagram, we've got that happening too. Let us know your thoughts. This was a really cool issue, and I'd love to know how you gauge it compared to other titles that you're currently reading, because I really do believe that Jed McKay's Moon Knight series is something special. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'd
let us
really,
know.
yeah, exactly. Uh, so next phase, just keep your eyes and ears out, loonies. Again, as we mentioned, Rebecca and I will be on hiatus, but I will be behind the scenes, and we'll check out. I don't know, unless you know, Rebecca, when 25 comes out. Did I? Do you know that?
I
Is that
think
late
it's
July?
I think it's the week before Comic Con. So I think either
Okay.
Let me just have a look.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
It's around
Um,
Comic-Con because I was wondering if there was going to be a Comic-Con cover.
okay.
It
Okay.
is 12th of July,
Okay.
and
So
then
12th of
City of
July.
the Dead is the 19th of July. So
Okay.
19th of July is the first day of Comic-Con. So
Okay, so most likely, loonies, there will be episodes to cover 25 and City of the Dead. So you'll probably get two quick fire episodes around that time, mid July. Just keep your eyes and ears peeled out, and I'll try to post up discussion threads. Really, just get in there. Let us know what you think. I'm very keen to hear. City of the Dead with David Proposer. He's been doing some
yeah,
great stuff.
I'm really
So
looking
it'd
forward
be good
to it.
to. Yeah, good to see how we go. And yeah, we'll hopefully get him on at some stage, Rebecca, as well.
Yeah, when we're back. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Probably on the back.
Yeah. Of course, a big thank you once again to all our patronies. Thank you so much for your support. I was thinking I might look. I'll take it offline, but keep your eyes and ears peeled on the Patreon messages. I'll see what to do during July and August. I might just turn the tap off there. Only be not that we don't appreciate it. It's just that since Rebecca and I are away, we might just suspend that just to so
Yeah.
you don't have to. Yeah, it's just a thought. We'll see how that goes. But big thank you to everyone. As always, check out ITK, patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight if you want to become a Patreon member. I just released, I was a little late. Sorry. I released the May bonus episode where I talk cricket, Rebecca. So,
Nice. I'll be listening to
so
that one.
so a lot of US listeners, I'm sure, will be just put it on before you go to sleep. I'm sure it will send you to sleep straight away. But there will be another bonus episode for this month, June. Don't worry, I've already got a couple lined up in the bag. I've just got to release them. So I'm hoping to do that. So we're all up to date with that. But yeah, there are a lot of incentives. Go check it out if you haven't already. So big shout out to everyone who has supported us. Of course, as well, we are part of the collective. So you can follow some fantastic shows. They're all going great guns. They're still bringing out great material. Rebecca over at DCAU as well. Capes and Lunatics, Inner Demons, the Ghost Rider podcast, Gamma Charge, our friends over there, Russell and Justin, doing some great stuff. So there's plenty. It's all in the show notes. Go check it out. Some fantastic shows as well. Also, finally, yes, I forgot. I'll put this up on here. You can contact us on email. Feedback at itkmoonlight.com. We've got the website as well. Go check that out. That's updated with every new episode. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Now, the important thing there is the handle. It's at itkmoonlight.com. So just slap that on at the end of the website address, and you should be able to get us. Otherwise, just chat with us on Discord as well, like Rebecca, myself. Big shout out to Opie, Ryan, and the likes of Threading Fate, keeping the fires stoked there over at Discord. So a lot of fun.
Yes. Like, we don't talk much, but we have little scurries of chat when there's news. So
Exactly.
pretty good.
Exactly. Rebecca, it's been awesome. It's been awesome to
Yes.
get this in. Thank you so much. And
Yes. I look forward to the next time we speak.
yes,
So,
I'm sure I'll chat with you before you head off. But just wishing
yes.
you all the best. Enjoy. I can't wait to hear your stories. I can't wait to hear you bumping into Oscar Isaac.
I'll
We'll
just
see how
pretend
it'll
I
go.
did. I'll be like, take photos of every cosplay and say, "This is Oscar Isaac." Every Mandalorian.
Actually, one final question at the Comic Con: do people still buy back issues there, or no?
You know what? I've never spent that much time in the comics area
Okay.
to find out. I've only ever bought new comics there, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
maybe there's a couple.
Okay. Keep
Probably
an eye
not.
out.
And if
Keep an
there
eye
is,
out,
it'll
man.
just be like the really expensive issues, I imagine.
Yeah, $100 gazillion. Yeah, well, I'm sure it'd be a blast anyway, and it'll be a lot of
Yes,
fun.
I will let you
Yes.
know all about it, and yeah, we'll speak
Awesome.
to you soon.
Yes, and with that, loony listeners, as always, may Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you
Take
later.
care, everyone. Bye.